If only you didn't forget that one formula or that one law, then maybe you would have passed. I also felt like this, but that was before I learned how to remember. And in this video, I'll teach you how to remember. Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Out to Above. And if you're somebody who's trying to level up in life, whether it be in school or your general health, well then, you're in the right place. The more you do something, the more likely you are to remember that something. This is repetition. If necessity is the mother of all creation, then repetition is the father of all skill. To above, go out. Anyway, cut that out. When you consistently do something, your brain automatically sucks up that information. It automatically sticks with that information. Like the information, like it gets glued to you. Think about it. The more you do of something, it's called muscle reflex. Muscle reflex. Muscle reflex. The more you do of something, the more it becomes natural for you to do. For walking, for example, yeah. You had to learn how to walk. You crawled, then maybe you like stood up, you held onto maybe like a table or something to hold your balance. Then you started taking tiny steps and started walking, and I started running, and now you don't even think about it. You just walk naturally. That's muscle memory. Your muscles, your brain remembers. Okay, nah, I have to do this after this. That's a repetition. The more you do of something, the more your brain remembers how to do that something. So the more you maybe read the textbook, the more you maybe like I don't know, do question papers. Spoiler. The more your brain remembers that something. So view the work, view the topic consistently. That way your brain kind of takes like a screenshot of the information. It's muscle memory. That way when you have to recall that information, another spoiler, then you're then you're able to more easily regurgitate the information. Regurgitate, what a fancy word. So repetition, first point, and like an important point, do that thing or get enough of that information on a consistent basis. That way your brain is able to much easily remember that information. 2. The law of proximity. The closer we are to something, the more attached we become to that something. This actually stems from relationships with friends. Think about your school friends. You guys might have stuff in common, like yeah, you both watch How to Above. By the way, subscribe. You both watch How to Above videos, and yeah, you got that in common. You also watch anime. You also both like sports. So yeah. But if I remove the school aspect, like if you guys were literally not forced in the same building like 5 days a week, your relationship would end immediately. That's the only thing that's keeping you guys close. The law of proximity. The closer you are to something, the more attached you become to that something. That's why you got to get close to your work or the thing that you want to remember. You got to get close to it. You got to have it in your life. A practical example, this is me. I'm looking at it right now. I struggled remembering the periodic table. I had to remember because I had to know all the elements. I struggled with it until I just started plastering periodic tables all over the house. I have it in my room, I have it in the bathroom, I have it in my sister's room. I can actually, yeah. Let me show you guys. By the way, you can see my room now. So yeah. There you go, gang. Right over here, just this colory thingy right here. That's the periodic table. I've had it in my room since like grade 10 or we started grade 11. Yeah, there's my bed. There's my door.
Wow.
W door, guys. W door. And yeah, this is How to Above's room, by the way, guys. Because of my close proximity towards this periodic table, I'm able to much easily recall that information on the periodic table. That's how I know Einsteinium is element number 99 on the periodic table, or tungsten has the W symbol on the periodic table. Hydrogen is the first element on the periodic table. Everybody knows that one.
Wow.
I ran out for your periodic table facts. So keep that information close to you. Like have it constantly around you. That way your brain just becomes accustomed to seeing that thing that, oh no, that's Newton's law. If you constantly have Newton's law like written around you, your brain is exposed to it 24/7. This also like pours over into the law of repetition, because you're kind of in a way constantly seeing this thing, so it's a form of repetition. But it's just another way, like proximity, closer you are, more relationship, blah blah blah. You get it. So keep that information close to you, like keep it around you. Go insane with this thing. Like I plastered a periodic table on my wall. Of course, that might not be that out of the ordinary. Like if people be doing that, so it's not like that out of the ordinary. But you can completely go extreme with this thing. Like plaster your window, do it on your pillow, do it on your like everything. Like,
Stop it. Get some help.
keep that information close to you. The closer it is to you, the more attached you become to the information, meaning the easier it be for you to recall that information, and the easier it be for you to remember information. Recall is remember. I got recall is remember, guys. Why didn't nobody stop me from saying that? Yeah, but proximity, the law of proximity. The closer you are to something, the more attached you become to that something. Point number 3, and the cheat code to how you remember stuff. Testing. When you test information, when your brain actually has to do work, it remembers work much better than when you just passively read, when you passively study. This is why I'm against passive studying. Passive studying is basically just you read through the notebook, you read through the textbook, and then you go to sleep. I mean, that's not serving you any good. You gotta do past paper, you gotta do activities, you gotta get questions wrong. When you get questions wrong, your brain corrects itself like, okay, now so that's not the way. Let me fix it, and then boom, you get the next question correct. Put you in these two scenarios, like these two scenarios. You either do a question about exponents in your room, or at your finals, like your final year of your final year of high school, at your final test, your final math test. Where would you rather get this question wrong? Would you rather get the exponent question wrong when you're in your room 5 months away from the test, or in the test when you're busy writing your final test? Where would you rather get the question wrong? Obviously, everybody's gonna say, "Nah, I'd rather get it wrong in my room 5 months away from the test." That way, you're able to correct yourself and you're able to remember, okay, nah, this is the correct answer, not that one. So do that. Get questions wrong. If any advice can be given from my channel, apart from identity, apart from identity, it would be get questions wrong. If you really want to improve your grades, like if you wanna skyrocket your grades, get a bunch of questions wrong. That's what I did. I did activities, I did exams, I did past papers. I got them all completely wrong, so that I could learn, so that I could remember, okay, nah, this is not the way. Let me try something different. That's what you gotta do. You kind of have to sit in with that uncomfortability in your room, doing a question that you do not know how to do, get it wrong, then do the correct thing. Then okay, so that's how you're supposed to do it. Okay, now I get it. That way, when you get confronted with the test, like what you mean? I know this. Like when you get confronted with the test, it's like what? Nah, this is way too easy. This is actually a form of studying that is called active recall, and it's a form of studying that I preach on this channel. It's how you actually gain the most knowledge, and it's the best studying technique out there, period. There's no other studying technique that beats active recall. Our brain learns from uncomfortability. When you force the brain to adapt, that's when it sticks to that information. Not when you passively read it in textbook and like, yeah, now your brain's supposed to just get the work. Okay, now I read through the textbook, so brain get it. Your brain won't get it. Come on, gang. Be honest. You need to put your brain through uncomfortable situations. That way, it's able to learn and adapt and remember. Remember the whole point of this video? Yeah. So active recall, or in this case, testing. Test yourself on that knowledge. And now, the cheat code for how to actually remember. This is groundbreaking. This is the one and only. Sleep. Well, thanks so much for taking that video, guys. If you find it, I'm kidding. I'll explain. Sleep. When you sleep, your brain consolidates and solidifies information. Also sorts information where it's supposed to be. When you take in information, it's kind of just like randomly in your brain. It just mumbles around. Okay, now I read a textbook about Newton. Okay, now the information is lying around. When you go to sleep, you give your brain time to organize information. Okay, now this goes to the physics the physics folder. This goes to the math folder. This goes to the life science folder. This goes to the English folder. And it solidifies that information. It doesn't only sort it, it solidifies it. So now it remembers it. I recall this when I had to remember a definition for a test. I don't condone this. I fumbled, I'll admit it. I had a definition test the day after this day. The day after, it's like tomorrow. Like, imagine today was the day I'm studying. The day after that, I had to go write a definition test. I did not study at all. And the entire day I was procrastinating, like, nah, I'm not gonna study. I'll study maybe like tonight. I'll study tonight. Tonight roll around and boom, now I'm stressing because I want to go to sleep. It's my bedtime. Yeah, I have a bedtime, guys. I have a bedtime. I'll be the first to admit it. I'm old, but I still have a bedtime. Okay, yeah. Anyways, so it's my bedtime, but I have to study. So I'm like, you know what? That's not even the point of me studying. So I know I won't remember these definitions. So let's just go through it and like, what happens. So I read through the definitions. I passively study, which I don't advise you. I advise you not to do. I passively study. I just read through the definitions like a couple times. Repetition. Then I go to sleep. I wake up the next day. I thought I had no faith in that. Like, I had no faith in me remembering his definition. I was prepared to take the loss. I was prepared to not fail that test. I woke up the next day. Wait a minute, I remember that definition though. I remember that definition though. Wait, how come I remember all these definitions? That's because you slept on it. Wait, I mean, you didn't sleep on studying. No. That's because you slept with that information. You gave your brain time to solidify, consolidate, and organize that information. So now it's not just like random words scattered around your brain that you're trying to find. You know specifically where to go. Okay, there's the definition, and this is the other definition. Oh, boom, pass the test. Again, disclaimer, do not study the night before a test. You're gonna fumble. I'm just lucky. I got super lucky. That's it. I just got lucky that like sleep is this overpowered. And the definitions weren't kind of new to me. They weren't new definitions. It was more of like a revision type thing. Like these definitions, I had learned them the year before. It's just that this year I had to get them again. You feel me? But if it's new work, definitely do not the day before you're at a test go and try and study. You'll fumble. Even sleep won't help you. But and this is a big but. I don't get what's with the jokes today, guys. I'm sorry. But anyways, do not, and I repeat, do not sleep on sleep. Thanks so much for taking out of the video. If you find the content at all educational, do leave a like on the video, subscribe, and maybe even leave a comment. And remember, it always seems impossible until it's done.